Ever wonder why it feels like you're losing control every time you start scrolling? As you swipe through your social media feed, do you ever stop to wonder why it feels so hard to put your phone down? Infinite scrolling isn't just a clever feature, it's a carefully engineered trap. It's a silent hijacker of your attention, reshaping your desires, emotions, and even your sense of reality without you realizing it. Today we peel back the curtain on this subtle but powerful manipulation. How much of your life is truly yours, and how much is being controlled by the endless scroll you can't seem to escape? It's time to find out if you're the one holding the phone, or if it's holding you. To truly understand how infinite scrolling has taken over our lives, we must go back to its origin. In 2006, designer Arza Raskin introduced infinite scrolling, a feature meant to enhance user experience by eliminating the need to click through pages. His invention was hailed as a stroke of genius, but like Dr. Frankenstein creating his monster, Raskin had no idea of the destructive potential he was unleashing. Today, infinite scrolling is used by social media giants like Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter. It's a powerful tool that transforms our idle moments into hours of passive consumption. But here's the kicker. It's not just about engagement, it's about addiction. Have you ever caught yourself refreshing your feed over and over, waiting for something interesting to appear? That's the very essence of what psychologists call variable ratio reinforcement, a concept borrowed from the mechanics of slot machines. Infinite scrolling is essentially a digital version of the one-armed bandit, where each swipe down is like pulling a lever. Sometimes you get a post that makes you laugh, sometimes a news story that makes you angry, and other times it's just pure filler. This unpredictability keeps you hooked because your brain craves the next big hit of dopamine. It's controversial to say, but we are not just users. We are lab rats in a grand experiment of engagement. Tech companies have hijacked our natural reward systems for profit. The question is, how much are we willing to let our minds be manipulated in the pursuit of endless content? The paradox of choice. Philosopher Barry Schwartz's theory argues that having too many options can paralyze us and make us less satisfied with our decisions. Infinite scrolling bombards us with a torrent of information. But does it enrich us or simply overwhelm us? Consider this. Every time you scroll through your feed, you are making micro decisions about what to engage with. Should I watch this video? Should I like this post? Should I keep scrolling? Each choice you make is trivial in the moment, but cumulatively, they consume our mental bandwidth and drain our energy. Philosophers like Jean Baudrillard would argue that infinite scrolling is a manifestation of hyperreality, a condition in which what is real and what is fake are blended together until there is no clear distinction. On social media, we are bombarded with a curated reality, leading us to chase an idealized version of life that doesn't truly exist. We compare our messy, complicated lives to the carefully selected highlights of others, leading to feelings of inadequacy, envy, and ultimately a sense of dissatisfaction. Is this endless pursuit of content making us more informed? Or is it numbing our minds, making us passive consumers rather than active thinkers? The concept of hedonic adaptation, or the hedonic treadmill, is another critical philosophical and psychological idea to consider. The hedonic treadmill refers to our tendency to quickly return to a baseline level of happiness, regardless of positive or negative events in our lives. The new video, the latest meme, or the next viral post provides a fleeting spike in pleasure. But like a drug, the effect wears off and we're left wanting more. The Stoic philosopher Seneca once said, "It is not the man who has too little, but the man who craves more that is poor." Social media companies exploit this craving. They know that by providing us with an endless stream of new content, we will continue scrolling, hoping to find something that will finally make us feel satisfied. But the truth is, satisfaction never comes. This leads to a controversial question. Is infinite scrolling merely a symptom of our deeper existential dissatisfaction? Are we using social media as a way to escape the discomfort of our own thoughts, much like how the Stoics warned against the dangers of seeking external validation over internal peace. Here's a paradox for you. In a world where information is abundant, our ability to process and reflect on that information is dwindling. Infinite scrolling has made it so easy to consume content passively that we've lost the habit of engaging deeply with ideas. Philosopher Blaise Pascal argued, all of humanity's problems stem from man's inability to sit quietly in a room alone. This inability has only intensified with the rise of infinite scrolling. We have replaced moments of quiet reflection with an endless feed of distractions, robbing us of the time we need to think deeply and critically. Consider this, the average person spends nearly 2.5 hours a day on social media. That's over 38 days a year lost to passive consumption. Imagine what we could achieve if we redirected even a fraction of that time toward activities that truly matter. Learning a new skill, engaging in meaningful conversations, or simply sitting in silence, pondering the complexities of life. Philosophers like Martin Heidegger warned about the dangers of living a life absorbed in superficial experiences. He called this state inauthentic living, where individuals are so caught up in the distractions of daily life that they lose sight of what it means to exist genuinely. Infinite scrolling encourages this very state of inauthenticity, keeping us perpetually busy but never truly fulfilled. Existentialist philosophers like Jean-Paul Sartre believed that human beings are condemned to be free, meaning we are responsible for giving our lives meaning in a world that offers none inherently. In the context of infinite scrolling, this responsibility becomes even more burdensome. The endless feed provides an easy escape from the discomfort of confronting our own existence. When Sartre said, "Hell is other people," he was referring to the way in which we allow others' perceptions to define our sense of self. Social media takes this to an extreme. We become obsessed with likes, comments, and followers, seeking validation from others while losing sight of our own intrinsic value. The philosopher Friedrich Nietzsche might have called this the ultimate act of slave morality, allowing our self-worth to be dictated by external forces rather than our own internal compass. It's controversial to suggest that something as mundane as scrolling through Instagram could be a manifestation of an existential crisis. But when you consider how much time and energy we invest in these platforms, it becomes clear that we are seeking something deeper. Perhaps a sense of connection, validation, or purpose. But can we truly find meaning in an endless feed, or is it just a distraction from the discomfort of our own freedom? If infinite scrolling is the hijacker of our minds, then reclaiming our attention is an act of rebellion. But how do we do it? The first step is awareness. Philosopher Epictetus once said, "We suffer not from the events in our lives, but from our judgment about them." Recognizing the psychological tricks used by social media platforms is the first step in breaking free from their hold. One practical strategy is to introduce friction into your scrolling experience. Deactivate infinite scrolling on your social media apps, or set time limits for how long you can be on these platforms. It might seem small, but these barriers can disrupt the flow of passive consumption and give you a moment to reconsider your actions. Another powerful tool is mindfulness. The philosopher Thich Nhat Hanh emphasized the importance of being present in each moment. Practicing mindfulness can help you become more aware of when you are being pulled into the endless feed, allowing you to make a conscious choice to stop. Lastly, consider a digital detox. Unplugging for a day or even a few hours can reset your mind and help you reconnect with the world outside the screen. As Socrates famously said, "An unexamined life is not worth living." Taking time away from the constant barrage of information can give you the space you need to reflect on your life, your goals, and what truly matters. Infinite scrolling is a silent thief of time, attention, and deep thought. It preys on our innate desire for novelty and distracts us from the discomfort of our own thoughts. But by understanding the psychological and philosophical implications of this design, we can take steps to regain control over our minds. Remember the words of Marcus Aurelius, "You have power over your mind, not outside events." Realize this and you will find strength. Let's use this strength to become the architects of our own experiences. The act of scrolling is seductive. It offers the illusion of connection, the comfort of novelty, and the distraction from our deeper existential questions. But as we've seen, this endless search for satisfaction leads us away from true fulfillment and into a cycle of passive consumption. If we are to reclaim our minds from the grip of the infinite feed, we must embrace the discomfort of stillness, the challenge of deep thought, and the pursuit of meaning beyond the screen. Let this video be a call to action. The next time you find yourself endlessly scrolling, ask yourself, is this truly how I want to spend my time? Or is there something deeper, something more meaningful waiting for me beyond the screen? Thank you for watching. If this video resonated with you, consider subscribing and exploring more thought-provoking content here on Ruminate. Let's break the cycle together.